All right. Well, this is the 40th annual Las Vegas Open, sponsored by Nodor for years. Also, the Fleetwood Memorial Tournament, who were the original founders of the ADO. It's been going on for quite a while. We've changed it up this year. It's been the home of the National Cricket Championship since we started it in 1997. And it's basically been the only place it's been played. And this year we changed it up by we're adding the National 501 Championship there also. So we'll have 2 days of big-time, long-format national championship play before the tournament starts.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So originally you play for the ADO. You had 2 major events. You had a National Cricket Championships and a National 501 Championships, both being held at 2 different times in 2 different locations around the country, correct?
Correct.
And now that has changed because for whatever reason, and you're throwing them all into one event weekend, and that would be in January, and at the Las Vegas Open, correct?
Correct.
Okay, cool. And then also we know that the National Cricket Championships and the National 501 Championships happen before the weekend. So this year it starts on Thursday. Thanks making us show up a day earlier. Appreciate it. Less time in Vegas, the better I do. See what I'm going here? So on Thursday will be the National Cricket Championships, and on Friday would be the the 501 Championships, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, give us some information about that because you're saying that there's a National Cricket Championship, so that means that there's been a bunch of qualifiers, and this is the finals of the finals, and you guys are playing it in Vegas. Give us some information about what the National Championships are and how you qualify.
Okay. Basically, the country is split up into 6 areas, and we do qualifiers in each area from all over the country. And people pay an entry fee. 1 out of every 8 players from the area qualifies to go through to the finals in Las Vegas. Then when we get there, obviously we play a modified round robin at this final. So you'll do groups of round robin play and take so many from each group. They'll go into a top 16 at the end, and that becomes a long format knockout. So it can be a long day of darts.
Yeah. And so when you qualify for these events, you get a stipend for what, flight?
You get your airfare covered, and you get $150 cash stipend at the event.
So usually $150 would go towards a room or something, right?
Yeah, it covers your room for a normal tournament for a weekend, for 2 days.
Right.
But Vegas, where it's 5 or 6 days you're there. But.
Oh, that's cool. So, and how much typically are entry fees to these qualifiers?
The regional qualifiers are $110 a player. So 1 out of every 8 players qualifies.
Oh, okay. So you have a good chance of actually going.
Yes. Well, one of the common misconceptions in some of the areas is people will not go because they don't want to say, well, I can't beat Larry Butler in his area in the qualifier. But if there's 40 people there, then 5 people are going to go. It's not, you don't have to win that event to qualify.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm pretty sure there's some shady people out there who would wait for Larry to qualify before they play.
Yeah. And we opened that up so you can go anywhere in the country and play. You don't actually have to play in your own area.
In your own area. Nice. Okay. So that answers about the national championships. I've always known, so a lot of these answers I already knew, but this is definitely was pressing questions in my mind about, especially in particular to the Las Vegas Open, because as a player, I feel like knowing about the national championships, I'm like, wait a minute, I can't go to Vegas because I have to qualify for the regionals. And if I don't play in national cricket qualifiers, then I can't go to the Las Vegas Open. That is wrong.
That is 100% not true.
Absolutely. So let's talk about it. So then after you have your national championships, then we roll into what is considered the Las Vegas Open.
Yes. And that'll start with our Friday night draw. The blind draw on Friday night. We roll into a bunch of events all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So we keep you busy. But you don't have to qualify for any of those events. They're all open.
And that's open like any other event around this country, folks. So if you're ever interested, 1, if you've never been to Las Vegas, obviously it's a good time to go. 2, the level of play in Vegas actually is pretty fun. There's a lot of good players. And the reason why, it's international, right? There's a lot of international players coming in.
Well, especially this year with the 2 national finals in the same weekend, you're going to get a lot of players that are qualified for one, maybe not the other. So you're going to get a larger number of top players from the U.S. And we get a lot of international players come over for this event, BDO players and stuff. And occasionally we get a PDC player pop in. I know we had Webster come over a couple of years ago and played with Jeff Smith. And we've had Simon Whitlock come over and played with Darren one year. So there's been players from the PDC and the BDO that show up. Yeah,
so and let's explain to the users who are unfamiliar with BDO and BDO rankings and BDO sanctioned events. So there are 12 BDO events in this country, and you're getting points, and the winner of those points will get an invite to go to the Lakeside event.
Yes, you get to play in the World Championships.
World Championships, yep. And that's what Joe Cheney just participated in earlier this week, or was it last Saturday?
Yes.
So there's 12 events in the country. Is there any additional fees when you play in those regional events? When you play in the events that are BDO sanctioned?
We, as the ADO, the tournaments pay a fee.
Got it. Okay.
Generally just comes out of the entry fee.
Which makes sense. I mean, it's an attractiveness for the tournaments. So if I'm BDO sanctioned, then obviously there's going to be a bunch of new players coming into my area to get those points, and hopefully that increases your participation. And a small fee on that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I think it has a good effect on some of the tournaments.
Yeah. Okay. And then we're talking about men here too. So what about the women? I know that BDO has a women's event. Lakeside has a women's event. Are there any qualifiers for women?
As of right now, there is not an invitation for the women. It's a point that's been brought up a few times. I don't know what's going on with it. I know some of the BDO women over in Europe, like when I was at Lakeside last year, had talked about how they want to expand the field and get up to more women getting invitations from around the world to play in the event too. So hopefully someday it'll get that way. Yeah,
it would be great because there are a lot of women who are participating in these events. I know there's a lot, and there was some really good darts thrown last year at the Las Vegas Open with the women. So it'd be nice that, obviously, this really has nothing to do with us as consumers or players. It's more about the BDO making a decision about giving it a North American invite, right?
Yes, and it's we have some very worthy women to send over there too. It'd be nice to see some of them get a chance at it.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, and then so the last thing I have here on my notes is WDF. So not only are you getting for this weekend, you're getting BDO points, but there's also points for WDF for the World Cup and the America's Cup, or so.
Yes.
Yeah, depending upon the year. Give us some information about the WDF and how the World Cup and the America's Cup play into that.
Okay, well, the America's Cup is a smaller team. We basically just have a national final for that to pick that team. But as far as the World Cup goes, it's double the size. So we end up having a national championship for that. We take 2 men and 2 women from the national championship, make the team. And then the other 2 men and 2 women are the top point getters in WDF standings in North America, get the other 2 spots for your top 12 finishes for the year.
Okay, and then that is being held typically...
It's, we just got back from Japan in October. The next one will be in Romania in 2019.
And the America's Cup is held somewhere, obviously, in the Americas.
Yes, last year was, I think, Barbados. This year is Trinidad and Tobago in July.
Okay. Well, that's a really awesome and a unique opportunity, one, to travel to those countries, and 2, to be able to participate and represent your country. I know it's one of your favorite events. We've talked about it before, but it's pretty cool. I think that's pretty awesome. And the fact that you can participate in sanctioned events around this country and win a spot's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's that's another one of the big misconceptions is it's the same people that win these events all the time. We have someone like a Joe Cheney, who was his first time ever playing in a qualifier, regional qualifier, and he won that qualifier. He went to I think it was Charlotte that year, and he won the qualifier in the Masters to make the World Masters team and got a free trip to England to go play in the World Masters. That was his first time ever trying to qualify.
Awesome.
We had that same situation on the World Cup this year with Billy Squires. Yep. He never played in the qualifier, made it, got there, won the final event, and got to go to Japan to play in the World Cup this year. So it's not the same people all the time. I mean, it's a great opportunity for anybody. All it takes is you have that good day to get through your qualifier, and then you get to the finals, you play a good, strong day at darts, and you get to go on a great trip.
Yeah, I mean, and, I'm pretty sure what they mean, the same people, is if you look at the list of people who have actually participated, you're going to see a bunch of repeats. But also the thing is this, when you don't go out and play and try to qualify, then the only thing you're doing is giving those guys another opportunity to go back again, right?
Exactly. So, people don't come out and put the effort in. You can't fault the people that are there all the time. Yeah,
it kind of feels like that's the story of darts in the United States. In fact, that leads into exactly what I'm going to be talking about with Scotty Burnett and whatever else is happening in this country in terms of darts and our performances elsewhere. Is there anything else you want us to know before we sign off here?
Nope. I'm hoping we have a great turnout out in Las Vegas. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody and looking forward to you guys doing a great job with the streaming again. And let's just have a good time and see what this year brings.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to it. We will be live streaming the Las Vegas Open. Joe Cheney, let's talk about some people will be there, but Joe Cheney will be there. Willie J will be there. And I'm bringing up their names because they recently participated in on a platform that we all wish and dream of. So they'll be there along with the typical suspects of Gates and Murphy and Pace and everyone else who's showing up. So definitely, guys, if you guys have an opportunity to come out and check it out. Oh, yeah, and then Tom will be playing too, because I'm pretty sure he's not going to be working the entire time.
Defending champion for the cricket. I won my first one last year. It was the 20th year of the National Cricket Championship.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I hope you got your game. Hopefully you have as much game as those helmets behind you.
Oh, yeah, those are nice. 2 first-time winners last year, myself and Sandy Hudson. So
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So that Boston jersey behind you, who is that?
The Boston jersey is Kyle Yastrzemski.
Oh, and a Patriots helmet?
I think there's 3 of them. There's 2 Tom Brady's and Rob Gronkowski up there.
Yeah, you East Coasters.
I've got quite a wall of them. I think the 16 helmets up there.
Yeah, that is pretty ridiculous. Hopefully, I hope you have more darts memorabilia than you do football.
Well, there's a bunch of autograph sets of darts on top of that cabinet, and right in front of me, which you can't see because it's right above my computer, is a team signed World Cup American flag from Japan when we went. I had everybody in the team sign it, and I framed it and put it up with the medals that we got from the World Cup this year. That's awesome.
If I ever break into your house, I'm taking all your dart stuff.
That's my reminder of what I want to do to try to improve and help the ADO out and keep it going. That's my focal point there.
Great. Fantastic. Well, good luck with that. And we're here to support you. So we'll see you next week. And for you folks, we'll be right back. I'm going to give you a commercial break, and I'm going to call in Scotty Burnett to come in and save the day. Talk to you soon.